Hey guys, we're going to talk about the benchmark workout Angie today. So Angie, it's a workout that we do periodically. Most of our benchmark workouts we're going to be performing about every 12 or 13 weeks. Angie, great test of some of the basic bodyweight calisthenic movements that we do. So you have a pull-up, a push-up, a sit-up, and a squat. The heart and soul of the workout is the first two, the pull-up and the push-up. So I want to go over a few things depending on where you are in the world of your push-ups and your pull-ups. Is going to really depend on where you start with this workout, and hopefully you have some clarification of how to best tackle this workout. So in the world of our, what we do inside the gym, we look at either your training or your testing or your competing. And Angie is really, it's a testing workout, but you can also train as well. If anybody's ever finished any of our workouts, they know that even if we're like, hey, we're get some data here and collect the data, it's always a great stimulus. So looking at the pull-up. First thing we need to look at is where you are in the world of your pull-ups. Do you have a pull-up? Do you not have a pull-up? Let's start with maybe you've put a green band on the bar and performed one strict green band pull-up, but that's about all you can perform. If that's the case for you, we're not going to put a green band or even a blue band on the bar and have you crank out strict pull-ups. We're probably going to get in the world of ring rows. That's a very great option for you. Next thing we want to think about is what if you are close to having a pull-up but you're not quite there. We can get away with putting maybe a red or a purple band on there. You're just going to really get 5 minutes of pull-up practice. Those of you that have one pull-up, you're going to get rid of the band, you're going to stick with the pull-up. So that's pretty clear. Hopefully that gives you an idea for where to start. If it's your first exposure to Angie, even if you can crank out 20 strict pull-ups, you might just want to do ring rows at first exposure. There's nothing wrong with that. Develop a nice good shoulder girdle strength. Make sure the back is good and protected before we start adding excessive volume in the vertical pulling field. Then we move on to the push-up. Push-ups. Do you have push-ups? Do you not have push-ups? If you have push-ups, we're performing push-ups. Pretty clear right there. If you do not have a push-up, then we need to elevate your hands some way, whether that's in the form of a box, a pipe, maybe some plates. What's really important is that we get good data from you so that if you know I did a 16-inch box push-up, I'm going to either do that again or I'm going to go lower. So that's what's really important. If you do have push-ups, even if you can barely eke out, let's say 10 within that 5 minutes, we're going to perform push-ups. Moving on to sit-ups. Sit-ups are sit-ups. Most everybody has a sit-up. If you have some special reason why you shouldn't be doing sit-ups, and that's fine, we can modify. That's usually going to be a conversation that you're going to have with the coach. And then the air squat. Same deal with the air squat. Most folks have the air squat down. If there is some reason, whatever you have going on that the air squat is not appropriate for you, then talk to your coach and we can find a sub. So let's give a little review right here. We've got the basic bodyweight calisthenics. The exertion should be pretty steady and then picking up each movement. What that means is that the pull-ups are going to be a lot harder, more than likely, than the push-ups. A little bit harder than the sit-ups, and by the air squats you're going pretty fast relative to how you started. But you're also going to be getting those air squats after 10, 12, 15 minutes of exertion. So you're already tired when you get to those air squats. Stamina versus cardiorespiratory endurance. I like to think of stamina as like local muscular endurance. Cardiorespiratory endurance, you break up cardiorespiratory, your heart and lungs. That's where really the breathing comes in. Someone that, let's say you have one strict pull-up and you're performing pull-ups during the workout and you're just grinding them out. That's going to be a lot of rest, a lot more of the stamina world. Cardiorespiratory endurance is someone that can just crank out pull-ups and go and go and go. That person's probably going to be limited by their breathing. 5-minute efforts or less. So the way that I would look at this first piece of Angie with the pull-ups is you're going to perform as many pull-ups as you can in 5 minutes, if that's appropriate. It could be ring rows. It could be purple band pull-ups, it could be strict pull-ups, it could be kipping pull-ups. Whatever is appropriate for you, you're going to go out for 5 minutes. If for some reason you get to 100 of that movement, whatever your movement is, then you move on to the push-ups. I was having a conversation with one of our athletes the other day, and they got really caught up on the 100 number, trying to get to 100, and I said, just reverse that and change it. Just think it's 5 minutes of the movement, and if for some reason you get to 100, then you're going to move on. So I think if you think 5 minutes of work, 5 minutes of time to get better, and if you hit that number, then move on, that's a better way of looking at it than the opposite, which is the 100 number. Progressions. Really important that we know where we are in the world of progressions. If you look at our blog, we've got progression levels 1 through 10. In general, be a little bit more conservative, and let's say if you went with progression level 4, and this goes for any other benchmark workout, and you complete level 4, make a note in your book, today I attempted level 4, next time I'm going to attempt level 5. If for some reason you've got really good capacity and you attempted level 4 and it was way too easy, you think that 5 isn't good for you next time, attempting level 6 is fine. There's nothing wrong with that. Last little piece here with Angie, when you write this in your book, if you want to write down the date, so you can reference that, and also in the front of your book, you can put a date in there so that you can go back and look what you did last time. Let's say this person did it as prescribed, you can put a little prescribed in there, and they performed 47 pull-ups before they moved on. There we go, just write 47. For the push-ups, maybe they got 82, then you move on. For the sit-ups, if they got all 100 sit-ups before the time cap, they move on, you'll check. And for the air squats, check. And they can write their time to completion, which let's say it's 18:49.